G'day world and welcome back to Stuff We Do, where we do all the knife stuff you love. Knife reviews, knife tests, knife modifications and outdoor stuff with knives. Okay, for my Fun Knife Friday, I showed you this thing. Okay, and then, I don't know why, I said I was going to use it the whole weekend for everything. Okay, so it's going to happen as follows. I'm going to show you me using this thing, cutting random things and doing random things with it. And then later on, I'm going to make a ppɔɪkiː, which is like you put a three-legged pot in a fire and you put things in there and then you wait for a while, well, a long time, and then you eat that. Now I'm going to use only this knife to do that. Okay, and I also made a fire with it last night. Well, not with it, I used it on a ferro rod and stuff like that. So I'll put all of that in here. This is going to be the stupidest video in a long time. Okay, if you want to follow along, maybe the ppɔɪkiː part will be good. I don't know. We'll see. Let's do it. Okay, can my wonderful thing... Oh, it can strike a fire still like a champion. So now, let's take some of this magical stuff. This is an old palm tree, but it's like, what do you call it? Rotten. The ants was eating it. So I'm going to add some of that, just so it can take a spark. And now let's see what happens. Ta-da! Okay, so it's load shedding. That's why you hear the soothing roar of, what do you call those things, generators in the background. But I hear England and Australia will be following us soon. Well, they because of the energy crisis, we because of bad management. But anyway. Okay, they're making a little train. And I think they're following me. Hello, tortoises, don't follow me. The old one in front can't really walk that well. She had an accident when she was a baby. Say hi. Say hi. Okay, I'm watching The Impossibles and I'm using this to cut up my fat cake with chicken and mayo inside. So this is working for that. Sharp. Okay, so far this thing has done pretty much everything I wanted it to do, badly, but this is the stupidest challenge I've ever done. But I'm gonna do this the whole weekend, and apparently I'm going to be making a ppɔɪkiː now. Well, this is not for that. Let me just get the stuff away. I have to oil like a ledge or something, like a shelf, not really, whatever, that I made in the bathroom for my wife. So I have to oil that thing, so I had to get this out. So like I said, stupidest challenge ever. At least it can still open a drink and cut random things. But when we get to the ppɔɪkiː, we will see how this works on meat and vegetables. Okay, how I yearn to rather just use this wonderful thing. I love this thing. XL button lock by Kaiser. Okay, so let's keep cutting things and showing you. Okay, we're gonna be using Postal briquettes and these wonderful things. It's 3-star safety matches, and then they're very long, which I like. So yeah, and then apparently it's from Sweden. Okay, so here we go, Swedish matches. Can you believe that? So we're going to make a fire in here. Yeah, that's my outline. Make a fire in here and then put the 3-legged pot in there and then start our ppɔɪkiː. Okay, so I have a roaring fire this side. I'm waiting for that to die down so I can put my pot on there, and then there's my backup coals that I'll feed into it as time passes. And then here is one of those pots that we pre-seasoned last time. Okay, so Fantastic. We're going to do that now and make a pot in it. Okay, so first let's do some onions. We need, I don't know, so many onions. Okay, now these ones I'm pretty much just going to peel and then pop them in as is. Okay, so it's going to be like that. Okay, so the knife works for that at least. My daughter's not here, so now I have to do this one-handed. So I'm not sure how I'm going to show you how I cut this stuff. But like I said, yeah, it works, but badly. This is brisket, by the way. Anyway, so before I continue, our ancestors used sharp rocks to do everything. And if you only have something like this, I suppose you can do everything with it because that's the only thing you have. But even non-knife people have lots of knives around their house for eating, cutting, paring, fruit knives, butcher's knives, utility knives. So everybody's got a lot of knives. So just using one, it's, I don't know, getting back to my roots as a caveman. So maybe next time when I do this, I'm going to try to do everything with a rock or something. Okay, so what I'm going to do with this stuff, I got my daughter back to hold the phone for me again. Okay, so I'm just going to cut it like that, because the sections with the bone in, I'm going to leave as one piece. It will most likely fall apart, and then these parts, I'm just going to cube. And yes, I know if I had this stuff frozen or something, it would have been easier, but I don't. So yes, it works, but it's not what I would have preferred. Okay, so let's get some butter, throw it in our pot. It's standing there, it's quite hot already. And then we're going to scoop and stir everything with the back of this, because it's also a spoon. Okay, sorry for my shadow. Margarine, because I don't have anything else, but it's fine. And then onioniness. Okay, I'm going to give that a second before I throw in the meat. Okay, so let's chuck in the, it would have been funny if I said chuck. Let's chuck in the brisket. Now we're going to get all of that nice and brown as the fat starts cooking out. And then we will start layering things and doing ʻpɔɪkiːkʒs things. Okay, sorry for my shadow again. Okay, so I keep burning my fingers. Now what you can do, just take a piece of wire. Now of course I'm doing it over a fire while everything's hot. So this is not the ultimate way of doing this. You should actually do this beforehand. Dear goodness. Okay, or you can use pliers if you're a clever person. But anyway, so this thing will lie there, but it will not get as hot as the rest of the pot, so I should be able to open and close it from now on. Okay, so let's see if this worked. Yes, it does, like a charm. Now I need to stir this stuff. So I need to get my super tool. Okay, again, like I said, Stone Age. Feels like I'm living in the Stone Age. Okay, still a while to go before we're adding anything else. Okay, so let's do that. This is spare steakhouse seasoning. I don't have anything else right now, and I'm not going to do bay leaves and magic. I'll add a cube thing in later. Okay, so that's plenty, I suppose. Grab my ridiculous little spoon. The nice thing about brisket is you never have to worry about having too little oil. Okay, because there's no water in here. It's only the meat and the onions. Okay, so I'm gonna let this go for a little bit more and then I'll start layering my things. Okay, this is looking pretty good, so I'm gonna add, because you can see the onions are soft and the meat is, yeah, reducing in fat, or I don't know, rendering fat. So I'm gonna throw in some potatoes and then we'll do patty pans and what's those little things called? Whatever, I'll show you now. I added 5 potatoes which I just cut in half, and now I'm placing them on there. Now I'm gonna cut patty pans and baby marrows and then throw them on top, add some liquid and then close this thing and wait for a while. Okay, I'm doing this one-handed now. The only thing I'm gonna do is cut off those bits. Oh, and I lost the patty pan. And then I will, over the, what do you call it, over the pot, just cut it like that. And then these ones I'm just gonna cut in half and throw in there, the patty pans. So while I was cutting with this monstrous thing, I lost half a patty pan to the fire, but that's fine. Now the purists say you're not allowed to stir this. Otherwise it's a stew and then you can't see what you're eating. So I'm gonna do it that way today. So I'm gonna add a stock block and some water, then I'm gonna close it and wait for it to be ready. Okay, I'm adding one of these, what do you call it, Nor oxtail stock blocks. Okay, but one-handed it's difficult because I want to break it up a bit, and then I'll pour in some water, just squishing it lightly and dropping it in there so it will dissolve with the water. Now let's get water. This is normal water, not weird water, but I did drop a little bit of patty pan in there, so that's fine. Okay, now I think, can you see it bubbling there on the sides? I think that's enough for now. Later if I need something more, I'll add something more. If you have noticed, but do you see that pile is getting smaller? Because I keep putting them on the sides so I can keep the temperature the same. And my little Falkirk number 2 is nicely doing its thing. And my little handle is still working. Okay, and there we go. This is pretty close to done. I don't think I'm gonna add anything else. I'm just gonna wait for a while with it opened and then we will eat. Hopefully I'll remember to show you when we're eating. I'm gonna make some rice with this because you can't eat ʻpɔɪkiːkʒs without rice. So I'm taking some Sadia white basmati rice. It comes in this wonderful zippered packet. Now, as the rest of my things in my life, I have absolutely no way of using a recipe, so I'm pouring that in there. Now I know it will be about 3 times its size when it's done. Then I'm adding water. I already boiled this water just because I'm lazy and I don't want to wait too long. Now I'm going to turn this on and wait for more is better, and wait for however long, and then this will become my rice. Okay, now I'm gonna add this salt in there, but I only have one hand, so you won't see that. Okay, eating time. So I'm done. Have a wonderful week, actually, when you see this. Okay, so if you made it till the end, you are fantastic, and I love you dearly. Please have a super day, super weekend, and yes, we'll be back to normal knives after this. Please subscribe. Stay safe, happy, and have a good one. Goodbye.